I'm Dale Smith for Loony Politics, and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has written to the Prime Minister saying that she wants to opt out of the federal dental care program. Problem is I'm not sure exactly what she thinks she's opting out of because there's absolutely no provincial component to it. Now, you may recall one of the conditions that the NDP insisted on as part of the Supply and Confidence Agreement was that this was supposed to be a fully federally delivered project. Now, ordinarily, dental care is provincial jurisdiction, and in previous federal programs, such as with childcare, the federal government comes to funding agreements with the provinces that will lay out certain conditions in order to get that funding. But the NDP didn't want to do that and insisted on creating this as an insurance program, essentially, where the federal government provided this insurance to low-income Canadians and then paid it out as a result. And the federal government, what they did, rather than creating a whole new bureaucracy around it, is essentially just got Sun Life as the winning bidder for the federal tender to essentially administer the entire program, and the federal government simply reimburses them. So what happens is that the dental office will then make the claim with Sun Life. Sun Life will reimburse them. Federal government pays Sun Life. The province is not in there at all. So it's hard to see what Danielle Smith is asking to opt out of. There's nothing for her to opt out of because the federal government is doing all of the administration and doing all of the payment. And this is one of the kinds of questions that people should be asking rather than just repeating that, oh, she wants to opt out. Well, the question should be opt out of what? And even the federal minister has said, he's willing to negotiate and so on because he wants to sound like he's playing nice. But again, there is no provincial component for the province to opt out of and to opt out of with compensation, meaning that they would get federal dollars in order to apply to their own system. Alberta claims that they have an existing system that this is simply duplicative, but that's not actually true. The federal system has a much higher cutoff for what qualifies as low-income Canadians under this program, and the province simply can't match that, particularly because Alberta in particular outsources this kind of program to the Blue Cross. So therefore, it's hard to know exactly what Danielle Smith thinks she's trying to ask, and I think the federal government should make it clear there is no provincial component for her to opt out of, and especially nothing for them to compensate her for. For Loony Politics, I'm Dale Smith.